Hi, Michael Fry, President and CEO of Deepwater Subsea. In this episode of The Daily Grind, I talk about how you might be intelligent, but are you emotionally intelligent? And I also talk about the use of social media to help give back to the industry. Let's get into the show. So for this daily grind, I want to talk about a couple topics, but I want to start off with emotional intelligence. And the reason for that is I'm a big believer if you're someone who's in the workplace or trying to get back into it, as you're always talking about with the daily grind, how do we develop people if we don't even know how to develop ourselves? You know, if you truly want to get back in the game, now is the time to start developing yourself and start to self-analyze yourself and just really get a true understanding of your own emotional intelligence. You know, when I talk about emotional intelligence and talk about leadership, the big thing that I want to focus on is the 5 components of emotional intelligence. You know, we talk about self-awareness, self-regulation, motivation, empathy, social skills, these things that we deal with each and every day. And the thing that I think is important is if you've ever seen the movie Seven, you got Morgan Freeman and Brad Pitt. I like to use the example that EI equals 7. And if you look at the two characters, Morgan Freeman is very controlled. He's very, understanding of himself. He's almost Zen-like in a lot of ways. And Brad Pitt is the fiery young detective who's just, running and gunning and basically has no control over his emotions, his social skills, or any of those things that really build into emotional intelligence. So for this daily grind, we talk about wanting to be leaders and we want to talk about being, the future of the oil and gas industry. First thing you need to do is really understand yourself. And emotional intelligence is a great place to start. You can go online and look it up. Daniel Goldman, was kind of the founding father of emotional intelligence, but really think about it. Think about it in the day-to-day life that you guys go through and look in the mirror and can you self-regulate yourself? Do you know those hot buttons that really get you fired up? Can you control your emotions? And there's a lot of people who can't do that. I know even myself, I know what those hot buttons are, but from time to time, I let my emotions get the better half of me. We talk about self-awareness. Are you aware of your surroundings? Are you aware of knowing your strengths and weaknesses? There's a lot of people who can't do that. And it's important as you're sitting there and wanting to get back into the hustle or wanting to become the best person that you can be, these are things that you need to take a look at. Are you aware of what motivates you? Think about that for a minute. At the end of the day, what truly drives you to be the best that you can be? These are things that when I talk about looking in the mirror and just taking a step back, these are things that I think are very important. So for this daily grind, get a good understanding of your emotional intelligence. It'll definitely help take you to another level because once you understand it, then you can maximize it. So again, for me, EI equals 7. Take a watch of EI, or take a watch of the movie 7. And just sit back and think of what I just talked about with emotional intelligence and look at the difference between the two characters. Definitely will help you in your career, definitely will help you as an individual, even in your day-to-day life, just from the social world of just being outside and dealing with other people. For me, that's just something to think about. So real quick, while I'm wrapping up this daily grind, what's with all this social media stuff that we're doing here at Deepwater Subsea? You've heard me talking about Snapchat, you've heard me talking about Periscope. It's something I want you to think about is, yeah, I'm 46, I'm a CEO of a company, and I'm utilizing these technology apps to try to engage our audience, to try to engage you. Snapchat allows me to take not only photos, but 10-second video clips where I can give you kind of an inside look and of what we do here day to day at Deepwater Subsea, but also to give you some things to think about. Instead of having the daily grind every day where you have to wait, I might have a random thought or a book or just something that I'm thinking about, and I go, you know what? Here's something for you to think about. Here's something that you should look into. Here's a new opportunity that's presenting itself in the marketplace. I can click a button, 10-second video, boom, it's out to the world. Same thing with Periscope. Now, Periscope's different. Periscope's an app made by Twitter. What it'll allow me to do is I can pull up Periscope and I can give live training free to anybody who wants to log into it. The beauty of it is it doesn't have to, we're not going to do, I'll preface this, I'm not going to do full training courses because I'm not going to sit there for 8 hours and make you watch your phone. These training sessions that we're going to do will be anywhere from 20 to 30 minutes long. The nice thing about it is you can be anywhere in the world. I get a lot of people from Nigeria, from India, from Brazil that say, look, I can't come to training. The beauty of Periscope is I can push a button. It sends out a tweet to say, hey, look, live session's getting ready to take place. All you do is log in on your phone, and there we are doing training with each other. You know, as I'm talking and giving out information, you can send in questions. And for me, that's a huge opportunity for me to give back to the industry. And you hear me talk about giving back all the time. People talk about monetizing everything. Oh, it's got to be butts in the seats. It's got to be this. It's got to be that. No, it doesn't. I wouldn't do the daily grind if I didn't want to give back to the industry. So for me, utilizing all this social media stuff that you're seeing, it's important for me here at Deepwater Subsea to be able to give back. You know, I'm not looking for a financial advantage from it. What I'm looking for is building a brand and engaging our customers, which that customer is you. So as you see it more and more, take a look at it. It's not, you know, Snapchat's not for teenagers anymore. It's starting to see bigger and bigger companies and organizations and people utilizing it to engage their audience. Same thing with Periscope. Do some research. If you're not comfortable with it, take a look at Twitter, take a look at Periscope. See these different tools, as I'll call them, that are out there that'll help you engage and stay on top of what's going on in the industry. Something to think about.